I gotta do this. He's watching the opening ceremonies right now, everyone.
I am MandoPony. I'm MandoPony. Do you guys know me? Sweet! All right, yeah. It's very flattering. Thank you guys so much. I know why you're really here. You guys want to hear the real musicians of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, right? Yeah! All right, Seattle, please welcome the musicians of My Little Pony. We have, first, Michele Creber. She does the voice of Apple Bloom and the singing voice of Sweetie Belle. Come on up. Anywhere you want to sit down? Yes. Yeah, just go for it. And we have Madeleine Peters, Scootaloo. Welcome. We have one Shannon Chan-Kent, singing voice of a Pinkie Pie. And we have Kazumi Evans. Kazumi Evans? All right, sorry. Kazumi Evans, my bad. Singing voice of Rarity. Yeah. Last but certain. Well, no, actually not even last. We've got Daniel Ingram. And do we have a Steffan Andrews? Is a Steffan Andrews in the house? Dude, come up here, bro. He's the orchestrator for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Do you want... I was... Yeah! Can we get one more chair up here? Yeah. We got another... All right, yeah. Dude, why weren't you up here? You were hiding in the crowd.
I wanted to make an entrance.
All right, well... All right, so it kind of sounds like these mics are a little bit quiet. Can you guys hear us if we talk like this? Is this good? All right. I'm sorry, I'm just used to being like this. That's my bad. Okay, so, cool. Well, welcome to the music panel, everybody. Yeah. You guys all having a good time so far?
Yes.
Awesome. You getting a chance to meet a whole bunch of awesome fans?
Yes.
Cool. All right, well, I'll just go ahead and let you guys start. Why don't you talk about a little bit what you all do on the show? I'll go ahead and let you start. And
The speaking voice of Apple Bloom and singing voice of Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle. And I'm a Cutie Mark Crusader. And yeah. And I want my cutie mark.
what's your cutie mark?
I want it now. I want it now!
Yes! Awesome.
And I'm Scootaloo.
Woo!
And I also want my cutie mark really bad. And as you know, on the show, I'm a terrible singer. And that's about it. So, I play Silver Spoon, really not a nice pony. And I also sing for Pinkie Pie, as you all know, who is Andrew Libman, who is awesome. Woo! And yeah, I love being so happy all the time.
Hi, my name is Kazumi, and I am the singing voice for Rarity. So the other half, Tabitha St. Germain, voices her. So I'm just really excited to be here. Thank you.
I'm Daniel Ingram, and I write the songs on the show and the theme song.
Give it up. Woo.
And right next to me is one of my key music team, Steffan Andrews.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. I guess,
I'm
what-
Steffan Andrews. Sorry. I missed that. Go on.
I love you, Steffan. You know that.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think one of the things about the show that really drew me to it, and I know that's drawn a lot of fans in, really is the music. The animation is brilliant. The acting, of course, top-notch. The writing, stellar. But it was whenever I first heard the songs on the show that I knew, wow, this is something really, really special. And I just wanted to get maybe your opinions on, what do you guys think about the music? Do you have any personal favorite songs, or what's your take on the music? How do you feel about it?
My favorite song is This Day Aria, because it's just
Nice.
I love the evil and the nice side. I just really like the song. It's brilliant. And yeah, the music. Daniel is an absolute genius. He just has such a mind, he's just I don't understand how he just spends hours and hours just writing this stuff. I couldn't do that. I can hyper focus, but not hyper focus and just blow out absolute amazingness and give it to you guys in the shortest time. So congratulations, Daniel. You've written some genius.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thanks, Michele. I'm a huge fan of your work as well, so it goes both ways.
Nice. Short deadlines.
Oh, absolutely.
Fast deadlines?
Yeah.
Crazy deadlines? What's been, is there anything that you remember being especially hectic about working on the show, or anything that was 5 seconds that you had to get it out immediately?
Yeah.
All of them, right?
It's everything.
Yeah. You know what? It's a lot of hurry up and wait. It's I have to get a demo out in some form, usually quite quickly, and that has to happen about in a week. And then once we've gotten a demo approved, the actual voice record sessions that we do with these guys sometimes will be months down the road. So a lot of times the song will kind of sit on the shelf for quite a while before we finish it. So they're sort of rushing to get it done, and then it gets approved. And then in the interim months, I'm sitting there going, oh, I want to change this now, and I want to change this. Can I sneak it by and no one will notice? Because but yeah, it's a little bit like that.
It's always tight.
Yeah.
Same for recording sessions too?
Yeah, we usually record a song in about how many hours?
A couple hours.
Yeah, 2.
If it's a big day,
Yeah.
it's a 10 to 4 kind of day. And
Yeah, I don't know, when recording becoming popular, I think that was a 2-hour slot. So it took about 2 hours to record that song alone. But then again, it was just me singing on it. Whereas I think if there's a lot of harmonies and it's a big group song, it's going to take longer just because we have to record everything separately.
There's just so much production that goes into every single level.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
so much fun. And you're singing the songs as you leave this. I don't know if that's happened to anybody else. You're singing it in the shower, on the street.
Yeah, Shannon will tweet me. She's like, God damn you.
every time,
Why are you so catchy?
I'll come to Daniel's and I'll sing a demo, and then he'll send it off to get approved or not approved, and then if it doesn't get approved, I'll come back the next day. It's completely different, insane, and just as catchy. And then I'll leave, and I'll and I'm like, oh, Daniel! I'll never get it out of my head. And it's always this on my iPod. So I'm when my iPod goes through shuffle, and it's oh yeah, this one and this one, and I don't change it. And I'm
That's awesome.
Well, Shannon has the dubious responsibility of singing most of the demos before they go out to get final recordings.
So I'm kind of lucky on the real recording days because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I remember this one.
That's true.
Can we tell a story about how you got the job?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I met Shannon in, I guess
Martha
we'd worked on
Speaks.
Martha Speaks together, and then and when Pony came around, I said, well, hey, we bumped into each other in
At
Capers.
Whole Foods.
At Whole Foods, yeah. And I said, well, I'm working on this new show, and I need someone to sing a song, and the song demo I was writing just to get hired on the show was Pinkie Pie's Laughter Song. So and Shannon's like, that's crazy. I heard about this role, and I love this role. So it just was this very fortuitous thing, and she came by, and we sang the song, and she's singing it, and I had no idea she could sing like that on this. I knew you were a great singer, but like sing as Pinkie Pie. And it was just fabulous, and Hasbro heard it, and they loved it. But Andrea was cast as Pinkie Pie.
Right.
And she's a good singer. She's a great singer. But Shannon had been singing all these demos now, and they were so in love with the demo, they were like, I don't know who this girl is, but she is going to be Pinkie Pie. So it actually worked out very
Yeah,
well.
I'm pretty happy.
And we're all extremely happy that you are a part of it. Just fantastic. Actually, that's a really cool story about how you got started. Could you all talk about what the process was for whenever you got started involved in the show? And I think it'd be really cool for everybody to know what got you here. What was the very first thing that you guys did involved with Pony? If you can remember.
Well, I remember I got cast as Apple Bloom, and then I did an episode, and then Hush Now, Quiet Now. He wrote Hush Now, Quiet Now, and that came up, and so he's like, I think that I don't remember if he knew I could sing, so I think he.
I knew you could sing.
Okay.
You sang
Everybody.
What did we do before that?
We did.
Something before that, didn't we? I knew you could sing. That's
During a
why I
time.
made it hard for you to sing. I was like, okay, I got to challenge her because I know she can sing the hell out of this song.
Nice.
Anyway, it was an Aretha Franklin type of singing style, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I love Aretha Franklin. I love the whole belting range and everything. And so I go to this little studio, and I record the song, and then I see the animation for it, and it's Sweetie Belle all over the place and the clouds and stuff. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And it was one of the first episodes I watched, and I really, really liked the show and all the music. And
One thing led to another. And then you were
I was just singing more songs.
They just kept bringing you back for more.
Yeah,
They keep challenging you every single time, and
yeah.
every single time, challenge accepted.
I like the Cutie Mark Crusaders anthem though, because I have a story to tell about that, because it took us a while to record that song, because we tried to develop what Apple Bloom would sound like when she sang. We didn't know if she'd be good, really bad, but we tried to find an in-between voice.
Character
from
traits.
Scootaloo
Yeah.
being just absolutely insanely terrible.
Poor Maddie.
And Sweetie Belle being the singer of the group. And so it was just kind of a little bit pitchy, but still in her voice.
Which is totally ironic, right? Because Maddie's a phenomenal singer.
Yes.
And Claire doesn't feel comfortable singing. So
She's a good singer.
she's okay.
I've
'cause
heard
at
her
the
sing
time
before.
they said to me, "Oh, she doesn't want to sing on this."
No, I've heard her sing before.
But she's
Wherever
got it
she
now.
is, she's
Okay.
somewhere out in Seattle right now. She's a good singer.
That's right. She
She's
sings.
just not comfortable with singing in public, but she's can hold it too.
She'll get there.
So
Yeah.
poor Maddie is. We're like, yeah. She comes and we go one pass and you nail it, And I'm like, right now, can you sing it bad?
It was actually quite torturous. After, for probably about 3 days afterwards, I could barely speak because it was so hard on my voice. But it was so much fun to record. It was I was had to take inspiration from terrible 80s music and yeah. And every time I would sing it, and they would just say, "Make it worse, make it worse."
And when I actually had to take what you did and use pitch correction to uncorrect it even more.
No, you were too in key. You sang too good. We need to. It's awesome.
And then when Perfect Stallion came along, that song, and we kind of wanted a CMC song every season. And I was trying to on the phone with Hasbro, I'm like, can we pretend she got singing lessons? The character, the spoken lines on that song.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That day I was actually sick, so I couldn't sing well anyway. So yeah, I ended up just doing the speaking lines on that, and yeah.
We're working on it.
That's a funny song.
Maybe three, we need to have you learn. Now your character gets we need an episode where you get voice lessons.
Yeah, Sweetie Belle giving voice lessons. That would be awesome.
That'd be so cute. That'd be really cute.
For me, I was first brought in to audition for the singing voice of Twilight Sparkle. And so my audition, I had to sing the My Little Pony theme song, and I felt it went well, and then I guess, and then a couple weeks later, I got a call from my agent, and they said, oh, well, they liked it, but they thought you sounded more like Rarity, so they've given you the part for the singing part of Rarity. And so that's how my involvement with the show kind of came about. So, but I love Rarity, so it's all good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you heard mine from Daniel.
Well, when I got started, I just auditioned for a bunch of ponies, and then they called me back and they said, oh, yeah, we want to hear your Scootaloo again. I was like, Scootaloo, Scootaloo. All right, Scootaloo. And so, yeah, when I got the part, and I didn't realize that she was going to be such a terrible singer, and I just had a great time with that. It was really fun.
That's awesome. Steffan, how did you get involved? How'd they wrangle you into here?
Wouldn't we love to know? Well, it all began a long, long time ago. Me and Daniel have gone back a fair ways. In terms of My Little Pony, yeah, there's a number of people that work on the music crew, including Will Anderson. But Daniel is the brains behind all the songs, obviously, and he's amazing.
Just saying.
And listen, Daniel, thank you so much for allowing me to work on your brilliant creations.
Thank you for working on my brilliant creations.
Yeah, and I work very closely with Daniel on a number of other shows. We go back, we write music for Pound Puppies.
We had the same boss, basically.
Yeah, we came from the same roots.
And then I was the first assistant, and then as I was leaving to do Martha, Steffan was coming in as the new assistant, and I was like, oh, this guy's got some serious chops with orchestral music. And then as time went on, and I was getting overwhelmed with all of these other shows, I was like, hey, I've got this song, can you kind of make this piano and this vocal and put it on an orchestra and make it sound real? And he was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And then, of course, it was brilliant. And ever since then, Steph's been doing all the orchestral arranging on all of the songs since then.
That's right. Thank you, Danny. Yes. So, yeah. So, just to be clear, I don't write the songs. Daniel writes the songs, and I do the orchestral treatment for the songs.
Beautifully.
And I think
Nobody does it better.
you were asking what our favorite song.
Yeah, sure. That's a. Go ahead.
This Day Area.
Yes.
Love it. That was so much fun to work on. Seriously.
Broha.
That one, yeah, that was
When that song started in that episode, I don't know, did everybody else feel just like those first few chords? Yeah, he's like nodding his head, he's like, yeah. I felt it was just it was so eerie and unsettling and just totally different from other stuff that had been in the shows. It was so cool. I just had to geek out.
I have a story about that song.
Yeah, go for it.
So that was one of those things where he's asking, when do you have a quick turnaround? And they were like, look, we're casting this character. When we realized we need her to sing this song, can you give us something like tomorrow that we can sing? Okay, so I just played that first one where Cadence sings, just up until, when the imposter Cadence sings. And I had to just do that in a night and then send them this piano sketch, and they're like, well, we need someone to teach them. So I ended up going into the casting session, and everybody auditioned for that. Like we had 20 people sing that song, I guess. And at that point, Hasbro hadn't heard it yet, and then they were given these snippets to record, but it was actually about 2 months later, or a month and a half later, before I actually went back and wrote the rest of the song. So I was like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I did something on this a while back. What was it? And I listened to the thing, and I was like, oh yeah. So it was actually kind of, at that point, I had to take this little germ and explode it into the full song.
It exploded very nicely. It was a good explosion. Well, I mean, that's always cool too. Like whenever you, I think most of the musicians here know that, a lot of times you'll just write something really cool. Oh, 30 seconds of really cool music. I need to do something with that someday. 2 years later, you're like, oh yeah, maybe I could turn that into something. But to like kind of be forced into doing like that. I mean, is it hard to will yourself to write whenever you absolutely have to?
I rarely have found that I had to go more than a day. Like I've had a day where I was like, oh, I'm just not feeling it today. But usually by the next day, you just have to do something in television. Like you don't have any opportunity. I mean, we experience this when we write background music on shows. It's like, well, you just have to do something. So you trust your instincts, you let it happen, and then you hope, whether it's a good song or not, that this, by the time you've added great singers and you've added great
restrictions. Yeah.
And then the more you do it, the more, and I guess this panel is a bit about songwriting process.
Yeah.
And the more you're creative in anything, whether it's writing or drawing or music, it kind of breeds more creativity.
Yeah.
I know if I take time off and I get back into it, it's actually kind of hard to get that momentum going again. But when you just do it all the time, even just a little bit every day, you'll find it gets easier over time.
Yeah. That was actually some really good advice that I had read in a book about scoring, just scoring for film and television.
That's where I stole it from.
That's what. Oh yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's where you just steal all the. Actually, yeah. Maybe you should just make a list of all the books that you stole stuff from. It's that easy, right? We just read books and steal from there. And then,
you just flip to random pages, rip them out, put them on a wall.
Make a collage, and then that just turns into awesome music. Right. Awesome.
So that's how Igor Stravinsky wrote. Did you know that? Igor Stravinsky, the great Russian composer, he would write these modules of like a bar of this idea and a bar of this idea and he would have this corkboard and he would kind of move them all around and he would actually compose his like Firebird Symphony in that way.
We don't actually do that.
We don't.
Just, just in case you're wondering, there is intelligence behind it.
It's just chaos. Maybe not. You mentioned going to college for music. All of you guys must have some sort of training, right? I mean, like, most of the musicians here, I don't know if you guys know how inspirational you are to like all the fans, but like just a round of applause for everything you do, inspiring. So much creativity, so much music, so much art, and I think it'd probably be really inspiring for everyone to hear like what sort of training you guys have had and what made you want to get involved in music and where did it all start from? So,
do you have to start again?
you have to start again. Because you see, yeah.
Well, I've been singing ever since I could possibly talk. And I learned from my mother, Monique. It's right there.
She's a fantastic person.
Purple shirt. And my mom and my dad own a music school called Creber Music. And I would spend hours and hours and hours sitting on their laps just watching them teach all these students music. And I would sing along and I'd be in productions with them. And then I started to get more serious about it. And I started to find a lot of, I don't know, I just felt happy when I sang. So, yeah, I just started performing and
doing absolutely everything that you could, right?
Yeah.
Because you do everything from like theater to voice acting to singing to records.
Yep.
Just like everything. Yep.
Hey.
Yep. You got an apple bloom. Yep.
Hey, yep.
And Michelle's got an album coming out. Is that here at the festival? Do you have that?
It will be selling tomorrow after about 11 o'clock.
Okay, excellent.
At performing tomorrow in this.
That's true. In this very space.
Nice.
Yes.
With Acoustic Brony. Back
Acoustic
there.
Brony in the house is going to be performing. I'll be there too.
And MandoPony here.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be performing. So
Andy-
we're
Andy
gonna
produced-
start out at 10, and then
Yep.
we're gonna be playing for her as well, along with her father, and mother's gonna be singing as well,
Yes.
and Natalie Sharp as well is gonna be singing, and Stretch from Sweetie and Stretch, exactly.
And Daniel produced a song on my album, and Steffan spiced up one as well. And so that I'm performing those songs tonight, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Tomorrow night, right? No, I was just with
Yes.
the way scheduling has been going, I would not be surprised. Oh yeah, by the way, you're performing tonight. Okay. Maddie, how about yourself? Have you had training?
Well, I've been singing kind of all my life as well. Like, I started taking lessons when I was about 6, and I was actually in a musical that was, that Michelle's dad did the musical direction on when I was probably about 9, and it was an interesting, like, rock musical called The Bird and the Waterfall. And basically I'd done a little bit of, like, community theater, and I've been doing musical theater with my dance school. I dance a bit, and so yeah, I've been doing that pretty much all my life, and now I'm into guitar, and I play piano, and I play ukulele, and I just love music as well.
Awesome.
I too have been singing all my life. Played piano for years. Played the clarinet for a couple of years too. My fingers are really small, and I had a lot of trouble covering the holes, and so I wasn't very good. Anyways, so I did that. I continue with piano, and I've been singing forever, and doing a lot of musical theater. And when I was a bit younger, I started kind of dabbling in classical music. So I started really taking it seriously when I was about 11. And decided when I graduated from high school that I wanted to do a degree in opera. So I did my undergrad in opera, and then I decided I wasn't done, so I wanted to do a master's. So, woohoo! School! So, yeah, and I learned a lot. I did a lot of operas. I've traveled to Europe and sang Queen of the Night in the Czech Republic.
Nice.
And yeah, and I've been voice acting for I think 11 years now, and singing, and I really like it. School's important, and seriously, I don't think I would have been able to sight read as fast and learn these demos as quickly as Daniel writes them without having gone to school and learned how to sight read. I mean, my ear is pretty good, but this is, so.
It's hard if you don't read music.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like the rest of my fellow co-workers up here, I've been singing since I was small as well. But really what got me into performing, I always loved those old Hollywood musicals that you would see on television, like Singing in the Rain. And so that's what really inspired me, and I always thought, I want to be in one of those. And so I started doing musical theater, and that's what my background is in. And once I graduated from high school, I decided that if you can do the classics, whether it's ballet in dancing or opera for singing, you can do anything. And so I came up with this brilliant idea, I thought at the time, to do an undergrad in opera performance as well. And I just graduated this past June. And thank you. And while going to school for that, I was doing voiceovers and performing professionally in musicals outside of school. So I've been kind of all over the place in the arts, but I think definitely in the arts you have to be diverse and also to have good, solid training, especially the classics.
Yes, absolutely.
So very. I guess my education background was I was self-taught in high school. I didn't even know you could go to school for music. My family wasn't a totally musical family. But I got into university as an English major and immediately switched into composition. And I did my undergrad in composition. And then I did another degree in Irish music, which is...
Nice. Yes.
I believe is where I learned how to write melodies, because Irish music is just all about melody.
Absolutely.
Wow. Irish music.
We need more mics.
You need a mic all your own.
I'm a big man. My story is not one that I would probably recommend you follow, but I will absolve myself of it anyways. I didn't really take much schooling for music. In fact, I didn't take any. I quit piano lessons at grade 3 piano when I was like 8 years old, crying. And I'm still crying to this day. Mostly because of this guy. But yeah, I quite honestly, I went to some technical college stuff for audio engineering, but everything else picked up myself. And I just listened to a ton of music. I listened to everything, listened to a lot of film music, and a lot of, okay, not a lot of top 40. Sorry to disappoint, but I still love the wubs.
Love the wubs.
And yeah, so it's a bit of a pursuit of an obsession. You know, I live in a cave all day, and I basically orchestrate and write for stuff. I mean, you can see this. This is Spike.
Yeah.
The wonderful Sarah Elkins actually drew this for me, and I am indeed grateful for it. But, you know, I'm basically a dragon living in a cave all day, writing and orchestrating and getting no love.
Oh.
You get love. We love you, Steph.
Thank you.
Yes, we do. Yeah. What's the hardest part about all of your jobs? I'm gonna throw you like the worst possible question.
Is that a trick question?
No. Like, is there anything that's like especially challenging for any of you?
Well, I have a struggle with really bad acid reflux. So I'm getting better. I'm getting better, but it's hard, you know, when you have, let's say, a session all day, and then I would go when I was in school and sing an opera at night. It's really taxing on you. It's taxing on your voice, and I'd have my bed propped up with phone books. I couldn't drink any water before bed or eat spicy food or all that. And I mean, and that's not hard about the job, but it's, I mean, you need to be on when you're in the room, when you're performing, when you're, you know, getting paid to do something, and you need to be responsible with what you do
with your equipment, right?
Exactly.
You've got to go in and deliver.
I'm always taking care. It's hard to go out at night and go to like a bar or a club. Not that I go out a lot because
I'm sure.
a total homebody and just sit on the couch and drink tea and eat ice cream. And anyways, and cupcakes. Yeah, cupcakes. But yeah, you just have to, you know, you have to pick your social activities really wisely, and sometimes you kind of feel like a loser because you can't go out with friends because you have to go be Pinkie Pie at 8 a.m. in the morning and sing like this the whole time, and you know, it's I think that's the hardest part. But once you're in there, like it's not even work because it's just so wonderful, and to work with so many wonderful people, so. That's the hardest part.
The hardest part is working with all these amazing people and having fun all the time. Not even calling it work. But at 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning, yeah. After you, in the morning.
Anybody else want to share horror stories?
Well, I think the most annoying part is when, well, not with Scootaloo, obviously, because I'm supposed to sound bad, but when I'm singing for other things, and then they play it back, and I hear my own voice, and if I'm like a little bit flat on a note, and I hear it, and they play it back over and over again, trying to figure out what's wrong with it, why it sounds a bit off, and you just hear that note, and it's like, please turn it off. I know I did it wrong. Let me do it again.
Especially when there's other people in the room that all have their earphones and they're all listening to
like,
it
"Oh,
again
she's
and
flying."
again.
You should
Yes,
totally
I
miss
hear
this
it.
note. Get in here and listen to this. 50 times.
I used to be so against auto-tuning. Like, I was like, what? You auto-tune?
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing you could do. And then I started doing these demos, and I was like,
And you'll
oh,
tune that.
Lord. I was like,
You'll
okay,
tune
you'll
that.
tune that, right? You'll fix that, right?
You'll make me sound good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Shannon, can you do it again? No, you can tune it. Like,
Yeah, I know. No, I'm always like, I can do it better. I can do it better.
That's
And
true.
I'm like,
That's
oh,
true. No, that's
just
right.
tune the thing.
That's another thing about voiceovers too, because like we're on the performers, we're on one side of the glass, and then there's like a big thick glass wall, and then like Daniel and the other people that are part of the production side are on the other. And like Daniel has this little button where he'll talk to us, and you can hear him through the cans, but then all of a sudden he'll let go, and then he'll be like, "Hi! Oh, that was really good. Could you do another take?" And then he'll click it again, and so you're sitting there on the other side of the glass. You're going, "What are you saying? I can't hear you, but I can see you." And so that can be hard with voiceovers, for sure, because you don't know what you're doing sometimes.
Mental note: tinted glass in the record.
Let's just heighten this even
Those
more.
one-way police mirrors. We need one of those.
I don't know. I think it makes it worse whenever they can see you. It makes it more. I don't know. I think
No,
it's funny.
It's awful.
Yeah. I can take it. I can take the criticism, you know.
Come at me, bro.
Well, no, the worst part is
Come at me up, Pinkie Pie. That's all I gotta say.
the
No
worst.
fear, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just I'd rather hear it instead
True.
of.
That's true.
The worst situation is when you actually can't read what they're saying, so they go, and then they're just kind of like they don't talk to you for a few minutes. Like, was it good? Was it bad? Did I do something wrong? They're just like,
Yeah.
well,
What? You get done recording a 4-minute song, and they're just like, "How was it?" And you're,
Oh yeah, right. You can go now. Sorry.
yeah.
Or
that's
when
good.
they think that you can hear them, but you can't, so they're like,
They haven't put.
I'm like, sorry? What was that?
Or when you're pouring your heart out and then they go, okay, good, moving on. And you're like, okay, in tears.
Yeah.
Do you have an oh? Again, I can't see you all the way over there, bro. Do it. Please, no. Please continue. Go.
For contractual reasons, I'm not allowed to comment on anything negative. So
Okay.
it's all rosy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start with you for the next one and then work the way back down. Do you have an extremely great memory of working with everyone here? Do you have like a favorite moment or something that you just really remember very fondly? Yeah, I'm starting with you.
For contractual reasons,
Okay. May or may not even work on a show relating to ponies.
okay, I'm not going to take everybody's time, but I just got to say that this has been the coolest show, the coolest staff to work with. I can't pick out right now. I'm sure later it will come to me, but I can't pick out anything that I got to say is like, oh, that's been the highlight. It just sort of started and it took off and it's just been going up since, and I think everybody can probably agree.
Every day, every single new day is the new best day. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, sure.
I guess I remember in season 1 when we were planning at the gala, and I'm looking at the script going, oh, it'd be so great to have a choir for this show. But we didn't. The show was still getting its legs. We didn't really know. We didn't really have a music budget for that. And Michelle's mom, when he came up, and she was like, I've got a choir you could use for free. And I was like,
Well, isn't that nice? Little did they know what they were in for.
Exactly. And and then DHX and Hasbro were like, yeah, you know what? If we'll book you this Bryan Adams Studios, this phenomenal studio downtown, and going in and having that choir sing, and it had all the singers do their solos, and this choir and this great orchestra, and we had all these guitars, and it was just such a overwhelmingly cool experience to have on a TV show, where usually it's like, let's just write a short song that's kind of sounds bad, and that's why it's funny. And this was something like, let's write a good song and do what we can with it and make it big and huge.
Nice.
And actually being able to make that happen as a result of Michelle's generosity. I'm sorry, Monique's generosity with her choir, and everyone else on the crew was probably the first moment I was like, okay, this show is going to be really, really, really fun.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
For me personally, I don't think I really have a favorite moment because I've enjoyed it all. Like, the whole ride so far has been phenomenal. Like, the music is so well written. It's a joy to sing. If I had to pick one, it would have to be becoming popular. It's kind of biased, I know, to say that because I sing it, but
we all sing it too.
But I think, other than singing the song, when Daniel quite recently, he told me he was nominated for an Emmy for it. So I thought that was pretty phenomenal. So. And that alone is a really huge indicator of how far this show has grown and how big it's become. So that for me has been really exciting, and it's an honor to be on the show. That's all I have to say. It's great.
I also don't have a specific moment, but I can't, like, the one time
Mando, ask better questions.
Come on. This is my first time.
When I went to go meet Daniel, and I first worked in Brian Adams' studio, and I came in from the back, and there's like a garden there, and I just went in this amazing studio, and I was like, this can never get old. This is, I felt like so lucky to be there and work with you, and all of the girls, and Ashley and Andrea, and we work on other shows together too, but it's so fun being in the room, and it's so happy, and
I thought for sure you were going to say when
Working
I
with
brought you back to re-sing the entire Smile Song demo again.
Oh, right. That too.
And then again for the show.
I know. And you know what? No matter how cranky I come into that session, I always leave really happy. I don't know. But, yeah. That's my happy thought.
Nice. I think that's why we all watch the show, right? It doesn't matter what sort of day you're having.
Yeah.
You go home, you put on some ponies, the music kicks in, and then we're all better.
Yeah.
That's nice, right? That's why we're here. Keep it up, Seattle. And that is very much in part because of you guys.
Well, I'd have to say one of my favorite parts was when I found out that I was going to be singing an 80s super Cutie Mark Crusaders anthem, and they said, oh yeah, just look up some Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart, and so I went, oh, this is awesome, and started singing it all around my house, and I just had the best time getting ready for that, and then recording it was amazing. But another thing that I love is you get in a room full of voice actors, and then the accents and the voices just come out, and it's a crazy room full of
Insane people. You can say it. It's okay.
Yes, we are insane. My favorite moment, I had done quite a bit of voice acting before I did My Little Pony. When was the first, when was season 1? 2, 3 years ago?
Three, almost now, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the first episode I did was my big episode, and I had so many lines and just paragraphs and paragraphs of dialogue, and I remember going, okay, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I went in, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, and I came out and I was like, so exhausted because I'd never done like something as intense in this, and I was just like sweating almost. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's the thing. Especially with your performance, you just give so much energy. I know that like a lot of voice actors after session, they'll come out and they're just completely spent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and with you specifically, you're just giving 150%.
Apple Bloom, it's like that you kind of have to push on what you say every like, I don't know. It's you just have to. It's you can get tired after doing that voice for a couple of hours.
She's like nonstop energy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I have as much energy as Claire though.
Oh my gosh.
Claire, yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
You give Claire cookies, she runs around the room
gosh.
20 times.
Tabitha gives her cookies. Tabitha hands out cookies every
Gosh, yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
The classic Tabitha ginger cookies.
But the thing
And
is,
banana bread.
yes.
yeah. But Tabitha could take us all down with her energy.
Oh.
She could take, like that woman alone. She's amazing. Like not only is she a talented voice actress, but just the energy that comes from her. It's addictive.
It's like she can do absolutely anything.
Yeah, she's unreal. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite kind of music? This is again a really hard question. Steffan's he's gonna grill me for asking a bad question again. But like, is there a kind of music that you go to time and time again to listen to, or any specific artists that you're really influenced by right now?
I listen to a lot of different kinds of music.
Everything.
It's just like it's hard for me to answer that really. Yeah.
Everything.
I like music that is really, I mean, as much as the modern talent that's coming out of this 2012 year, I mean, it's all about the auto-tune and the kind of, it's good at singing, but it doesn't make you like really tap your foot or anything. And when you listen to artists that are not really recognized and really put their heart and soul into the song, that's the kind of music I like to listen to. Ones that the instruments are just so perfectly done, and all these little guitar licks and all different instruments. Just combination of true music is the kind of songs I like to listen to.
So just really complicated, really hard to make stuff.
Yeah, complicated.
Yeah.
I love complicated music, really advanced drum patterns and stuff. Because then I try to copy. It's like, what?
Nice.
Yeah,
I think that we're running short on time, but yeah, you guys can go ahead and keep going for sure.
Well, I'll keep it short, but I really like the music scene in Vancouver, like the indie kind of rock, underground stuff, I guess. And I'm sure some of you are Hey Ocean fans.
Yes. Ocean music. See, that's what I'm talking about, the advanced drum beats. I went to their concert in July, I think it was, and you went there too.
Yeah.
And it was so awesome because they had all these different instruments, and then they all went at once, and they were pounding the drums, like all three of them were surrounded. It's so cool.
Oh, I remember that part. That was
Yeah.
so great. Where there were like all of them, like 3 guys at once, and the lights were just spotted on them. Or just
Awesome.
Blue Man Group stuff.
Yeah. And then
cool.
I also love, like, I don't know if you guys have heard of, like, Mother and Said the Whale, and they're... Yeah, and those are kind of my favorite artists, and I especially love them because they're local. They're from Vancouver, where I'm from, and so the shows are always the best because they're hometown shows, and it's like, I feel proud to be from Vancouver.
I listen like everyone else to everything. Obviously, love Adele. She's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Florence and the Machine, love her. And also all the indie stuff. But I would have to say, I listen to a lot of jazz, and Ella and Billy.
Nice.
And like that.
We
is
got some
like-
jazz appreciators in the audience.
Yeah, I actually wanted, when I first started singing, I went to University of Toronto to take a look at their jazz program, and it's incredible. And yeah, I would say jazz, and I got opera too. You know, I did that for a while.
Only 2 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, I listen to just about everything, but if I had to pick a favorite, it would definitely be musicals. All the old stuff like Oscar and the Hammerstein and Leonard Bernstein. So all the old stuff, for sure.
I guess I've been listening to a lot of musicals lately, a lot of times just to get inspired for the shows. So I'm really into Broadway stuff these days. And I guess when I relax, I listen to indie artists. I like Bon Iver a lot. I like the XX and bands like that. And then, we also listen to a lot of film scores too. So my favorites, like Michael Giacchino or Randy Newman songs.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Michael,
Disney,
yeah.
Pixar movies pretty much are amazing music. I listen to all that.
Yeah. Okay, let me know if you've heard of any of these. John Williams.
Yes.
Hans Zimmer. Michael Giacchino.
Yes.
Oh, there should be more for Giacchino. Come on. Look him up. Look him up. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Yes. Yes. You have heard him if you've been to the movies in the last decade.
Or if you watch Lost.
Geez, I could go on for like
John
ever.
Powell, I guess, and Joe Bell.
John Powell. I have a man crush on John Powell. It's true. He's amazing. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon, Horton. Horton? Yeah, amazing, amazing scores. And these are the ones that I try to pattern my art and my orchestration after. And it's like just lofty goals to try and match these. But yeah, I mean, I dig all sorts of music, but if that's my first love, film music.
Very cool.
Very cool. Collectively, I can't think of another television show that has inspired as much love, creativity, passion, and I think that it's all thanks to you guys. Just a very small group of people doing what they do because they love what they do. I don't think any of you predicted what was going to happen, right?
Oh, no.
So, I mean, whether or not all of us crazy fans came along, you'd still be doing it, and it's just fantastic to be able to appreciate what you guys do, and thank you for sharing it and for doing what you do and all of your hard work. We all really appreciate it. You inspired hundreds of thousands of people every single day, and you bring light and happiness and all that good stuff. It's awesome, and I think you guys should give it up one more time for our amazing Thank you guys so much. Michele Creber, Madeleine Peters, Shannon Chan-Kent, Kazumi Evans, Daniel Ingram, Steffan Andrews. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of the con.